Good evening. Welcome to Epiphany Lutheran Church in Richmond, Virginia. I'm Kevin Barger, the Director of Music Ministry. You're joining us for Music Minute, where we are looking at the hymns we'll be using in worship tomorrow. We're going to go out of order today, starting with the hymn of the day, Built on a Rock. This is a Danish hymn, and in Scandinavia, it's actually viewed sometimes as second only in greatness to A Mighty Fortress. So it carries a lot of weight there. Even when steeples are falling is a piece of text from this that refers to the destruction of churches at the time in the English army in 1807 in Copenhagen. And the tune was actually one of the first tunes from this composer. Harmonically, the hymn has juiciness. It is really tight and crunchy and a lot of fun. For music buffs, this is written in the Dorian mode, and you can have more from my thesis on that if you'd like. I can share it with you at any time you want to have more information. And the tune is compelling and sturdy for sure, though. This is Built on a Rock. Feel those strong chords in there. So come and sing in the rich harmony tomorrow. All right, next we will go on to the sending hymn. The Church's One Foundation. So hopefully these are hymns you might know tomorrow very well. This was written in 1866, and it was written on the 9th article of the Apostles' Creed. So that's the Holy Catholic Church, the Communion of Saints, if you don't have memorized what the 9th article is. They wanted to help the congregation understand each article in the Confession of Faith. That's where this came from. The tune is from Samuel Wesley. That is not the same as Charles Wesley that we've talked about from many other hymns. Sometimes this is dubbed as the quintessential Victorian hymn tune. So we have the Built on a Rock in Scandinavia, and we've got this Victorian hymn tune here. The text was composed, or the tune was actually composed before the text. The text was added in 1868. The Church's One Foundation. This is a little more introspective jazz version of it. Nice different version of that. Next we'll move to communion, and communion is coming from All Creation Sing. This is a new hymn and a new tune and text. So it's based on a text that we know though. This is Christ's body broken and blessed. Feed us with mercy and love. We are Christ's body broken and blessed. Heal us and make us one. The refrain allows all worshipers to sing during communion, whether you're moving to and from the table or if you're sitting in the assembly waiting your turn. It is easily memorized, so even pre-readers can participate in this. You don't need a paper book or anything for that. The words and music are going to bind the assembly together, we hope, as a sign of addressing one another in songs and hymns and spiritual songs. That comes from Ephesians. And Anne Krentz Organ, a good friend of mine, has written this, and she uses these really two simple ideas in the text paired with an accessible and singable tune, which really makes it a nice choice. This is Christ's body. So hopefully you'll enjoy learning something new tomorrow. And last but not least will be our gathering hymn. This is Christ is Made the Sure Foundation. So you can kind of make some assumptions about what we might be talking about tomorrow in the scriptures. This text comes from a Latin hymn, and it has an unknown author. It had 8 stanzas plus a doxology. As typical, we're not going to be doing all those. The text has seen numerous alterations over time. It's been really worked over. It contains many, many different biblical passages throughout. The tune was actually written in the late 17th century, although it was not widely used as a hymn until the 20th century, and its tune name is Westminster Abbey. It is a stately procession. I might also add it was the procession from our wedding, so it holds special tune meaning for me. And while it's a stately procession, this version of it is going to be a little bit more sprightly and maybe a little hedging towards a waltz kind of treatment of it. Christ has made the sure foundation. We'll sing the stately version with big trumpets and organ tomorrow. So thank you for joining us today. Glad you've joined us and glad that you've come together for another week of learning about music, hopefully some things you might not have known before. If you're joining us for worship tomorrow, 8:30 and 10:30 in the sanctuary. 10:30 will be on our YouTube channel live streamed. Thanks again for joining. We'll look forward to next week.